everybody. It's your girl, Val The Forensic Gal. Thank you for joining me right here on Cyber Secure You. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's been a minute, hasn't it? All right, but here, this week we're doing CyberCrime Time news. All right, so we're just gonna lay some stuff out that's been going on in the cyberspace that maybe some of you have heard of it, maybe some of you have not, but I am going to share what's been going on, so we're gonna get right into it. All right, CyberCrime Time news. Damn near everything we do involves technology nowadays. Therefore, there are more catastrophes taking place, more issues happening. And I do not believe the individuals that, like Tesla, AT&T is now involved, T-Mobile, all of these networks, these cellular companies, these car makers that are trying to go electric, they are not prepared for the shit that goes down when things go south, okay? So let's get to the first case. This is number one. A commercial bank in Ethiopia, they basically lost $40 million due to a technical glitch. So they were doing an update, and I guess somewhere, somehow, the system got thrown off the network, and individuals were able, now mainly students, they say university students went at it. They went into their account. Imagine if you went into your account and you started off with 20 bucks, but you see you have access to $50,000. What would you do? I know what I would do. To the bank I go, which is what they did. Next minute, you know, you've got all these people flooding the ATMs, just taking out money. Now, interestingly enough, here in the United States, we can only take out a certain amount. You can't go pulling out $50,000 out of the ATM machine. But in Ethiopia, I'm not sure what the regulations and the laws are in regards to how much you can take out of the ATM, but they went ham and they went crazy, and they just took as much as they could take. Like I said, they encountered like a technical glitch. There was long lines, and customers just took advantage of the malfunction, which I don't blame them. Why not? Wouldn't you? Now, they say the university students, they played a significant role in this because they were the ones that found out about it and then spread the news on social media. Once they did that, the word was out. Everyone knew about it, that at least the people who were paying attention knew, and they went down to the ATM. So several hours went by, and before the bank actually had to halt the transaction. So can you imagine? Just imagine yourself finding out you have access to this money. Not only you, but everybody. So you run down to the ATM, but there's a long ass line. So you're like standing there like, shit, hurry up before they figure this shit out so I can get me mine. Because my whole thing would be, look, thank you, God. God's blessing me. I prayed for this last night. Hallelujah. Oh, my God, he blessed me with some money. And then if the bank came back to me and was like, look, found out that you were the one that took some money, and we're going to need you to give that money back. Sure, I'll make payments because it wasn't my fault. That was your technicians. Like, how do you do a software update and have this happen? But this is happening more and more and more. We're seeing several cases where these updates are taking place and there are glitches. Now, they want to tell us that, oh, it's not related to a cyber attack. Oh, it's not related to a cyber crime. I don't know. Honestly, I'm super skeptical, because why is it happening across the board? No one knows. All right. So the CEO, Abe Sano, he confirmed the incident and stated approximately about 500,000 transactions were processed that day due to the glitch. And that is basically 2.4 billion Ethiopian birr. They call it BIRR, which I'm not even sure how you pronounce that, but I'm gonna say birr. Birr? So it's equivalent to $42 million US dollars. they're encouraging everyone to bring the money back, especially the university students, and they want them to return the money and they won't be prosecuted. But how are you going to prosecute someone for something that was your fault? That doesn't even make sense. Oh, hey, just bring the money back. You won't be prosecuted. But what if they are? So that right there would turn my ass around. I'm not bringing back shit. You have to come knocking on my door. No, actually, I probably would say something, knowing me, the type of person I am, because I don't want to have any drama and I don't want to end up in prison for anything like that. But I would have to tell them I can't give you all the money back because I've spent most of it, because every bill would be paid. Okay, and if I was able to access 50,000, Lord knows what else I would have bought. So they would have to get payments back. So that's one situation that took place, and that actually took place last week. So yeah, crazy. Anyways, number 2, major U.S. phone companies experienced a widespread outage, leaving thousands without service. Now, this happened just about last month, where all of a sudden, individuals were not able to make or receive phone calls. They weren't even able to call 911. So imagine, now mind you, a lot of people have gotten rid of their actual physical home phones. So no longer are people using that. They're like, why do I need to pay this extra bill? I'll just use the cellular device. So the landline's gone. Interesting, right? So anyways, AT&T, T-Mobile, Metro, Cricket, and Verizon all experienced outages. And this was in February. Thousands of customers woke up surprised when they were unable to make phone calls. They couldn't even send text messages. And they couldn't use the internet. The Wi-Fi was not working. One of the ladies who experienced this situation, so to speak, when it came to looking at her phone and trying to get on and figure out why I can't make a call, what's going on, she said she saw SOS in red letters. And she panicked and she turned the phone off. And then it happened again. So at that point, she was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep the phone off because it keeps saying SOS. Now, why in the world would it say SOS? I believe there's more to this story. They make it seem like they were doing an update once again, and something occurred, a technical glitch, and now all of a sudden, people can't use their devices. I have mentioned many times on this show, I feel a big one is coming. I feel as if we're all going to get shut down at some point. Like, it's going to be a national situation where we're going to all be caught off guard, everything shut down, no one's going to be able to use their devices, cars aren't going to be working, electric cars for that matter, and many cars are hybrid as well. Anybody with a hybrid vehicle, electric vehicle, none of those will be working. And I've mentioned with like Ukraine, before Russia attacked Ukraine physically, they attacked them technically and shut them and took them off the grid. So it's a possibility we need to get ready for something like that to occur, because I believe it's coming, because it's just too much back-to-back incidents. And with this particular situation, one user stated that this impacts people's daily lives because it was off for several hours. So you could not even do anything if you had a meeting, you had an interview by Zoom and you use only your phone, you don't have an iPad, you don't have a laptop, you don't have, any other devices in your home but your cell phone, which is very common for a lot of people. They just use their cell phone, and you couldn't do anything, so it impacted your life all the way around, as well as your children. Number 3. Now this one right here, this one takes the cake for me. So I met a lady, and she mentioned that her hairdresser told her something very interesting. And I'm like, ooh, what? Because I told her I deal with cybercrime. So she's like, ooh, let me tell you this. So her hairdresser's daughter's vehicle was stolen from their driveway. Here's the problem with that, all right? Okay, you're like, oh yeah, so what car doesn't get stolen? Cars get stolen all the time. But this car was stolen remotely. No one drove off in the car. There wasn't a driver. Is that not the craziest shit ever? No driver in the vehicle. So this happened in Woodland Hills, which is a part of LA County. Excuse me, in part of LA County. And basically they could see in the cameras now, they had cameras all over the home, on the outside, by the garage, and near the driveway. And as they went back to look at the footage, they realized nobody was in the damn car when it was driving off and taking off down the street. To this day, they still can't find the car. Now, this recently happened, but they still can't find the vehicle. So I'm just like, wow, that's unreal. I was shocked when I heard that one, because I'm like, how in the hell does the car get remotely stolen? I can understand accessing the vehicle, but taking off in the vehicle, well, there is auto drive. My Tesla has it. So they figured it out. But nevertheless, this is what happened. So Waymo, you guys, we all know that Waymo have a self-driving car. And they're also calling that the robo-taxi. They got all these cute little names for it, like whatever. But you sit in the car and it self-drives you around. So there is technology that exists, obviously, to make this happen. So now we're entering into the phase that individuals who get cars like Teslas and these new Hondas that are coming out with these electric and technical components to it could risk also having their vehicle stolen remotely. And you're in the house relaxing, you come out, your car is gone, you check the cameras, and you can't even, and you call the police, right? You call the police and they're like, well, can you describe the person you think that took the vehicle? And you're like, no one was in the car. I don't know who took the vehicle because no one was in the car. That kills me right there. That's a hell of a hack. They want to label everything hacks nowadays. That's a hell of a hack. So, and another thing I noticed with this story, that I figured out at least, is that obviously somebody was watching. And I tell you guys all the time, people are watching. They pay attention to everything you do. You may think you're just going along in life and nobody gives a shit about your day to day, when there could be that one crazy person that's watching you thinking, oh, who does that person, who do you think you are? Who does she think she is? You know, oh, look at that nice car. Okay, well, I'm gonna show her a thing or two. And next minute you know, your car is being driven down the street by air, basically. The air took off with your car. I cannot. Now, I wanted to kind of give you guys and elaborate a little bit on and give you more detail on how this might possibly happen. Now, there are devices that allow thieves to take these cars remotely. It's considered electronic car thieves and relay thefts. What does that mean? This means that the criminals and the thieves are using high-tech gadgets, and they relay signals, right? They relay these signals even from inside your home. Even from inside your home. And the devices outside that the criminals have are able to override the vehicle's diagnostics. And therefore, the system is able, it just steals the information without having access to the keys. So it's just literally, it's seamlessly done. And literally all they need, honestly, is an iPad or a device of this nature, maybe even just their phone. And they have an app that they install, and then this app allows them to connect into the vehicle. Or they have key fobs. And these key fobs, they can stand right outside your door or stand maybe around the corner. And as you walk, you have your key in your pocket, and they can grab the information and the components off of the key, and then it comes directly to their device. And then that allows them to configure whatever they need to do to get access to the vehicle. It is crazy. It is remoteless key entry, basically. Yeah, that's what it is. So, they can, so like with the Tesla, there's a few ways you can get into the Tesla. You can have a key fob. You can have a key card, which I don't have with me right here. You can have a key card, which looks like a credit card, or you can use your phone. Now, if someone hacks your phone, like mine, and someone keeps getting into your vehicle, like mine, you've got to find ways to protect your investment, which is what I do. So, my suggestion for individuals that have cars with these capabilities is you should do what I do. Not only do I do a wheel lock, one of the long wheel locks that you actually hook onto the wheel, and you have a key and you just, lock that sucker on so that they can't turn and get out. But some people can get into that. Some actual thieves can actually break that down. I've had it happen. I've bought many of them, and I would come and they would literally be disassembled. So another thing I do that I add to the lock on the steering wheel is I do a chain. I get a chain, go to Lowe's, I get a long chain. I have them measure it about 6.5 feet, and I get 2 actual padlocks, and I lock that sucker down. So I'll tie the chain around the steering wheel and then tie it to somewhere else in the middle of the car. For me and my Tesla, it's the display. So I tie that chain around that sucker and I put 2 locks on it, clank, clank. So not only do I have the steering wheel lock, but I also have a chain that's also locked itself. So you would need the keys to get into both of them. And by that time, hopefully my ass is back to my car to notice or I've checked on my car to make sure it's okay. So we've got to start becoming creative ourselves. Think about it. If the criminals and the hackers and the thieves, if they're becoming creative in how they attack us and how they take our vehicles and our belongings, then we also need to become creative. And that's what I had to do. I myself am a victim. So I'm just sharing this with you. You do whatever the hell you have to do to protect what's yours. I don't know. I feel like I'm so nasally right now. I don't get it. But anyways, I wanted to share that with you. They often use these, and when I say padlocks, because people are like, what do you mean by padlock? You use these padlocks, you'll use them on your safety deposit boxes, not safety deposit box, well, the ones you have in your home. You'll use it there, you can use it on gates, and you use it on little items. It's just the locks that you clink, clink, and that's what you can use. So, all right, number 4. Now I have personal experience with this, and this situation, I was annoyed yesterday like you wouldn't believe. This happened March 22nd, because today is the 23rd of 2024. Let me preface it with that. How about Tesla had a Wi-Fi outage? So I woke up yesterday and I'm feeling good. I'm about to hit the road. I'm about to handle my business. And guess what? All of a sudden, no navigation isn't working. GPS isn't working. I'm like, what the hell is going on? All of a sudden, I can't listen to my music. Now, in Tesla, they use Slacker radio. So you're able to program it. You have all your stuff, all your genre set, your favorites, all of that is set up. Any albums that you like to listen to, artists you like to listen to, comedy, news. I mean, it's beautiful, actually. I love it. I can't drive without it. So imagine me, I was in there tripping, hold up, I got to call Tesla and find out why in the hell is this not working? And I need to get over to da-da-da-da-da. I'm looking to go over here, but I can't get there because the GPS isn't working and the navigation is saying there is a network error. So when I call Tesla, they tell me, hey, everything is down. I'm like, you got to be joking. I even actually drove over to Tesla. And they were like, ma'am, we've had about 100 people already come in today. I've gotten 60 phone calls. And what's interesting about this situation is it didn't affect all Teslas. So all Tesla owners did not have this issue with their car. It selected owners did. And I didn't understand how is it differentiating who experiences a Wi-Fi outage versus who does not. You would think if there was a Wi-Fi outage because it was due to, once again, a standard upgrade and setup. So they're upgrading the system, they're trying to fine tune some things, and all of a sudden there's a glitch. So to me, honestly, and once again, oh, it's not because it's hacked. There's no hack. There's no hack. Hell, that is the hack. That is the damn hack. Something's not right. If we're seeing Wi-Fi systems constantly going down across the board, something is going on. I'm like, get ready for the big one. That's all I gotta say. Get ready for the big one because it's coming. Anyways, another thing with this Tesla situation, you couldn't open any apps. Like I said, there was no navigation. Music stopped. There was no internet. And it kept saying network error. So it lasted almost the entire day. That's the crazy part. And so I called Tesla and I'm like, yo, like, don't you have technicians? Like, what are they doing? And if they can't fix this and it's taking the entire day, they all need to be fired, and you guys need people who know what they're doing. Like, how's this possible? So this is CyberCrime Time news. These are all situations that have taken place within the last month. So what do you think is going on? You can comment, you can share, give me your thoughts. I'd like to know, because honestly, this is serious, you guys. I make fun, I laugh, I bring it to you with some, humor. At the same time, this is very serious. If we're having these issues, that movie that's on Netflix, I forget, something about the world with Julia Roberts. It's a great movie. You should watch it. But in the movie, I forget the name, but in the movie, the Tesla vehicles go wild and they just start bashing into each other. It's if like something took over the vehicle and it had a mind of its own. And I wonder, is that something that we can expect to happen? Could that be our reality soon? I don't know. Think about it. It's a possibility. All right. Well, that is Cybercrime News. I'm glad you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed. And if you have any questions, please make sure you comment and let me know your thoughts. This is Val, the Forensic Gal. Thank you for joining me on Cyber Secure You, and we will see you next week. Peace out.